You go to sleep. You wake up at 12 noon. While you're still in bed, you grab for your phone. You watch YouTube and anime for 2 hours. You've been watching One Piece for the last 69 years and are only halfway caught up to it. It's almost midday at this point, so you decide to get up and go to your computer and hop on Discord with your friends. You play for hours and hours, but you're hungry, so you decide to walk to the gas station to get some food. As you're counting the change in your wallet as you walk down the street, Truck-kun comes flying at you full speed. In the back of your mind, you think to yourself, isn't this a blessing? Will I finally be free of this life of repeated mediocrity? Will I be reborn into a fantasy world? You don't care. Both death or reincarnation would be freedom from this hell. You wake up for real this time. Life won't let you take the easy way out. So will you continue this path or change your destiny? Either way, you're not getting Isekai'd. Isekai at this point is one of the most popular genres of anime, and we all love the idea of some NEET or somebody who is shut off from society being reborn into a fantasy world. And like everything that we watch in life, there is a degree of living vicariously through the things that we watch and we consume. And that's why I know that people aren't going around really thinking that they're going to be isekai'd into some fantasy world. But I think it's important to also live this life to its fullest. It's about putting yourself in the mindset for achieving success. Whatever your religious beliefs are, whether you believe in reincarnation or life after death, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is realizing that in this very moment, you only have one chance to live, and it's about putting yourself in the mindset for achieving success in this life. So you should aim to become a man worthy of respect in many areas of life, not just money. A lot of guys have this idea that if they're just rich, then they're all of a sudden the man or this, that, and the third. But let me put it to you like this. Let's take Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend. Let's make him a billionaire. Let's just give him, he's the exact same character, but he's a billionaire. Is he all of a sudden the man now, or is he still just a simp and a bitch? The only difference you're gonna see now, Kazuya is pulling up in some Porsche, and he's got like 5 Rent a Girlfriends. He's bought his own Rent a Girlfriend harem. He's still a simp, he's still a bitch. The money hasn't turned him into a man. And this is what I mean by you must aim to become a man in many areas in life. Masculinity isn't just one thing, one just area in life. And I'll come back to this at the end of the video to explain specifically what areas in life I'm talking about. Now, some people might make the argument, well, why should I take the time to build out who I want to become when I can just get hit by a Truck-kun tomorrow? I'll tell you what not aspiring to do or aspiring to be anything will breed. It will breed a life of chasing pleasure and comfort. You see, when we're living this life of just waking up, playing video games, eating too much food that we know is not healthy for us, we're watching porn, or we're chasing casual sex, we're smoking, we're drinking beer, and that becomes our life because you're not aspiring to do or be anything, you're 100% in the long term going to be depressed and unfulfilled, because the debt of regret builds up and builds up as you get older. That is the problem with not aspiring to do or be anything big, is that you owe yourself the responsibility to become somebody. You owe yourself not to be average. You owe it to your parents. You owe it to the mother who birthed you. You owe it to the father who took care of you, hopefully. You owe it to God to become the best man that you can be. And that's why any man who doesn't aspire to do anything or be anything are gonna be unfulfilled in themselves and not be the best man that they can be, because becoming the best man that you can be is a lifelong journey. The reason why I bring up all this stuff about becoming a man and the many areas of life that it takes and go into the specifics is because everything that I have achieved as a man and everything that has made me happy and fulfilled is a result of me chasing after these things. It's a result of me wanting to lose weight and become more physically attractive. It's the result of me wanting to actually get women in real life and stop fapping and stop doing online relationships and start focusing on building my social skills. It's the result of all these different things of me trying to become a man. That is what has made me the most fulfilled thus so far in my life. I've seen it across many different men men's lives is when they're the most happy, when they're the most fulfilled, is when they're working on becoming the best version of themselves. And frankly, by focusing on these areas in life, you will be. So what are the many different areas you should aim to become as a man which is worthy of respect? There is 7 different pillars or things that this consists of. So number 1 is fitness. Being in physical shape and being healthy, having a good fitness lifestyle which is instilled from discipline. Having an aesthetic body and being healthy as a person is very important. And I'm not saying that you need to look like a bodybuilder, not like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or even have a six-pack for that matter. It's about building your frame as a man. I'll bring up Kazuya again. He's a skinny kid. He's a really skinny kid. He doesn't command any respect when he walks into a room. And that's because, number 1, his frame that he has not built for himself. He doesn't have any muscle on his body. He doesn't carry himself with a certain posture that exudes confidence. And fitness is a really big part of becoming a man. And I've even taken it a step further than just building the right frame for yourself with number 2, which is actually learning some sort of self-defense arts such as boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. Learn something that is going to be able to aid you, because if you're living your life, as you experience life and as you get older, there are going to be times you're going to need to protect the people around you and or yourself and your woman and your kids. And you need to be able to have that training and have that confidence going into a situation, because as a man, it is your responsibility to take care of the people around you. Not having any sort of self-defense training is going to leave you that much worse off. And I would say it's just as important, if not more important, than fitness, because you're going to build that body naturally through doing self-defense. You don't have to have a ton of muscle or a six-pack or any of this if you know how to fight and command respect with your frame. Now, number 3 is intelligence. And what I mean by intelligence is the constant pursuit of knowledge. It's not just going to high school, going to college, and then after that, you learn no more. No. Your life should be a constant pursuit of knowledge. That means reading books. That means watching YouTube videos for the purpose of knowledge. Learning specific things. For example, if you want to start a YouTube channel, then you read a book on how to maintain and manage and create a YouTube channel. You read a book about SEO. You read a book about marketing. That's very specific stuff. And that's why I don't want to say just read a bunch of self-help books, because once you've read one self-help book, then you read all of them. So you really want to be specific. You want to target certain areas. I'll ask you this. Have you ever met anybody that has read a book on social skills to improve their social skills? I bet you haven't met anybody who has thought of doing that. You should do that. Books are one of your greatest assets. They can save you centuries and centuries of time and knowledge that you would have otherwise never come across, or would have taken you a really long time to experience and learn. Now, number 4 is social skills. There's a lot of different things in social skills, but you should really learn how to tell stories, how to lead a group in situations, learning manipulation and how people manipulate and use other people, marketing, because that's essentially what marketing is. Marketing is a social thing. It's very based upon what emotion can I get out of the viewer or the person who might purchase the product or whatever it is. So social skills is very important no matter what you do in life. And I'll probably eventually make a video on social skills, and a lot of it is experience. You're going to need to test different scenarios, different equations. There's a lot of stuff. Now, number 5 is of course money. And that's why I didn't want to say money was everything, because I bet it's starting to make sense. The man that we're building now, it's not just revolved around money. Now, money certainly does amplify and fuel all of these things in life, and it's going to allow you to amplify these things. That's what money is going to do for you. Now, the next one is social status. Whether it's online or whether it's locally, you do want to aspire to have some sort of social status or relevancy. And I understand that this is not necessarily something that the average person is going to obtain, but it really should be a goal of yours, because it's only going to help you in life when it comes into terms of making money, in terms of your network, in terms of attracting women. It's really going to be a helpful thing. So you need to aspire to have some sort of social status. And And I'll tell you guys right now, this channel is not made for people who aspire to just become average people. This is for people who will want to aspire to become somebody great, or somebody that just has a higher level of ambition in life. Now the next one is your mental health and your mindset. And I combine these two together because I believe they do work together in tangent, because you cannot have one without the other. You cannot have mindset without mental health, and you cannot have mental health without mindset. In other words, your beliefs. So when I was the most depressed and anxiety filled in life as a kid, as a teenager, that a big reason why I was so depressed and just had anxiety and just sad all the time was because of my lack of masculinity. I was a simp. I was a beta. I was trying to get these online girlfriends. I was overweight, and I could see why, because you can't really be confident and happy within yourself if you know you ain't shit in real life. Like, to be frankly just 100% honest, this is why mindset comes in, because it's the mindset of achieving and wanting to set different goals for yourself. It's starting things like NoFap for the goal of actually getting women in real life and having a relationship. It's de-simping myself and just that strive, that aim to become a man worthy of respect. That is how I'm the most fulfilled and happy right now, because I'm continually progressing. And that's why I believe that if you're working to achieve something, you're constantly grinding, and you see that progression, you cannot have bad mental health. You do not suffer from low confidence. You do not suffer from anxiety. And the reason that is because as you improve, you start to see how much you really can progress. And that leads me to the whole reason why I made this video. It's to say that you can have your own isekai in real life. You can change so much. When I was 12, 13, 14 years old, I was overweight. I had pretty bad social anxiety, and I would spend the majority of my time inside my house playing video games and trying to get e-girls, to be honest. And after committing myself and aiming to become a man worthy of respect, I changed so much that family members that hadn't seen me for 3 or 4 years literally said I was unrecognizable. They couldn't recognize me in public when I was going to see them. And I've had all of my friends and family tell me that I've changed as a person. Some people might hear that and be scared to hear that, but that is actually a really good thing. Just knowing where I came from at that point in my life, I was able to transform my own life. You know, if you were to see me now at 19 years old, you would have no idea that I was pretty much a shut-in for the majority of my teenage life. And that's how you can change your life so much. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because I know that through these things, you can achieve your own isekai in real life. Of course, to those who try, believe in me who believes in you. Nori, signing out.